Known as a sneaker resale empire, StockX is doubling down on other tradable assets and consumer goods. Could it be a viable option for investors looking to diversify away from the volatile stock market? Let's get answers from Scott Cutler, the CEO of StockX. Scott is also former eBay, StubHub, and NYSE executive. Scott, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me back, Melissa.
Have you seen any change in the behavior of the consumer, whether it be how many transactions they might do, what they are buying, let's say over the past 6 months or so?
We have a really unique insight into the next generation of consumers. These are 70% of our customers under the age of 35. We have 30 million visitors that come to our site every month, 6 million active buyers. What we're seeing out of this next generation of consumers is that there's no question that macroeconomic uncertainty impacts them. Inflation, rising prices at the pump impacts their ability to spend. But at the same time, what we've seen in our business is that we've seen trades increase on a year-over-year basis when we look at the first half of this year versus last year. And we're also coming into the holiday season, which is really the most exciting time of the year for commerce. And brands are expected to release really exciting products that are hoping to attract the attention of this next generation of consumers.
So when you say trades increase, are people looking to sell what they have? I mean, obviously there's two sides to a trade, but I'm just trying to get an understanding of whether or not the consumer is looking to sell things to sort of lock in their gains, or they're looking for other ways to raise money in their lives. And somebody else obviously is buying that good, but that could be a higher end consumer, or maybe even a company or a collector.
So as a marketplace, there's two sides, as you say, to the transaction. We have sellers, 700,000 of them. Those sellers are acquiring products, typically in a retail environment, and selling those products. And for many of these sellers, this is their economic livelihood. They leverage the platform to drive their business. On the other hand, buyers are effectively coming to the marketplace. Many of the products that are sold on our platform, you couldn't get access to that product from a traditional retail channel, so you're buying it from people that are reselling that item again. And so the trend in terms of sellers trying to monetize investments that they've already made, and buyers trying to find great value for products works in a real-time marketplace in which we see. And so we see, as a real-time marketplace, the price fluctuates between brands and products every single minute of the day.
What is the sneaker or the product that would be the equivalent of a share of Apple, let's say?
Well, let's see. A share of Apple would be a product that has increased over a long period of time. You know, we've got in the sneaker space, of course, Nike, brand Jordan have always been great products. But I think what we see is, I don't know, I wouldn't call it the meme stocks, but it's really the exciting brands. These are brands like Puma, Birkenstock, New Balance, brands you've certainly heard of before, but they're leveraging collaborations, scarcity model. And in fact, in some of those brands are seeing really significant year-over-year increases on our platform. Puma, as an example, up 400% year-over-year. Birkenstocks, you know, popular during my teenage years, very different now, but up 200% on a year-over-year basis. So again, I'd say those micro trends are reflecting, again, brands that are kind of riding the wave of this consumer and finding ways to reach them in really interesting collaborations.
Scott, great to speak with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Scott Cutler of StockX. Better than Bitcoin, BK. Birkenstocks.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you're talking to a guy who wears flip-flops or ski boots, so I'm hardly the person to ask about fashion footwear. But it would strike me that this is one of those classic COVID trades here where people had a little extra cash. They go down to the local Nike store, pick up some Air Jordans and sell them online. That doesn't seem to be this doesn't seem to be the type of environment that might be good for that.
Yeah, Bonawyn?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with BK. Although I will say, trying to find a positive silver lining here, I do think that the consumer base is going to be a bit stickier because they tend to be enthusiasts. And I will say that there is significant business models between people building algorithms that are able to buy these things online at a discounted price and turn and flip them. So there is a use case. There is like a proven business model behind it. With that said, facing consumer discretionary, I think will be challenging going forward.
Yeah, I think this is an investment case versus anything else. I don't think you're going to see this blow up as far as people are trading issues on their network. It's interesting that they do have an NFT element to it, but I don't think this is the proper environment to actually get any tailwind behind an NFT marketplace, as we've seen in some of the other, in Bitcoin and the alternate currencies. But when you branch this out to Nike stock is, just taking the elementary basis of this, Nike stock is at the February 2020 level. Under Armour is at the pandemic low. So the reward in the sneaker industry, that's trading like retail community, and StockX is catering to the investment community. So to Bonawyn's point, there'll always be investors in certain elements of it. They'll either spend more for fewer things or spend less on a whole bunch of things and try to make a killing out of it.
Yeah, Scott made an interesting point, Guy, in terms of companies using this to spark excitement and continued interest. I know you're smiling because you're like, I have no idea what this company does. I would never resell sneakers. I would never buy sneakers online. I would never buy anything online. Is that what you're going to say?
Guy has Air Jadens. He doesn't even know anything about that.
You know, it's funny, and I'm just actually looking around. TRB, the reform broker, bought me a pair of what he called at the time Fly 7s for my 50th birthday 26 years ago. And I got to tell you, those suckers are still in the box, man. I got to get myself a StockX account and go nuts. You might not see me for a while.
You're going to go back to Sicily on the earnings.